Good morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Today I want to talk a little bit about affirmation campaigns, particularly my own. You can take it or leave it as you may be predisposed to do. Currently, I'm on a 3-month on, 4-month off, and I'm ending my 3rd month. I have given some thought as to changing from a 3-4 to a 3-3 and just starting my campaign. I don't quite know what I'm going to do. To be honest with you, this third month dwell time has been very, very effective. I am hitting all my flags, all my telltales. Everything is going to plan and are in process. Should I stop now with a just straight 3-3, or should I continue with my plans as a 3-4? You too may come to this point in time and wonder what to do. How would you handle it? In my case, I'm seeing things manifest. And people, when it comes to affirmation campaigns, when they're manifesting, hands off. If I start adding some more affirmations to tweak the navigational direction, maybe I might mess up what is in process right now. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to continue with my plan, which is a 3-month on and 4-month off. In case you guys don't understand. Telltale, air conditioner, blowing cold air on me. Ugh. It's hot as hell outside, but in China we don't have central. Yeah, you can have central heating and central cooling. It's really very inefficient. You have a big house, 4-bedroom house, 5 bathrooms, and you have central air when you're spending the majority of your time in 3 rooms? So in China we have these single room air conditioners everywhere, and this one happens to be right there at my head. You want to see what it looks like? Let's see if I can move it up. Around here. See it? That's what it looks like. So moving back on. Water here. Keep in mind, when you're doing an affirmation campaign, the most important part of the campaign is the weight, not the reading. Think of it like cooking a meal. You cut up all the ingredients, you boil the stew, you cook the stews, you prepare the meats, you get everything ready, you prepare this wonderful dish, you cook it, you get the temperature and everything right. But it's eating the dish in an environment with friends where you're drinking a little bit of wine and talking. That's what's important. And the same is true here. Saying your affirmations is the same thing as cooking the food. And doing nothing is the same thing as eating. So it's more important to have a longer dwell time, a longer period of doing nothing than it is for reading your affirmations. And I'm a very big believer in this. You have to let your brain rest and let your spirit navigate. These are all very, very important. Perhaps the biggest thing that I can provide the readership or the video ship, or whatever the hell you guys are, is to teach you how to navigate the reality that we're in. And that's what this is, and this is mine. I'm not giving you any bullshit, guys. I'm telling you exactly how it works and how I do it. Life is about ups and downs, and I have my fair share, and I'm sure all of you do too. In fact, I'm a little concerned with some of the people in the readership right now. You guys don't understand that I have a connection to you once you communicate with me, and I have a connection, and I can I want to use the word feel, but I can sense turmoil, anguish, disheartening events, and I just want you guys to do well. No matter how difficult your life is, keep in mind, you can control your navigation. Once you start setting on the path of doing affirmation campaigns, you are navigating, and you are going to have to go through some hardships to get back on the road. Think of it like a compound fracture. You broke your leg, okay? You broke in a skiing accident or in a car crash, or you did it bungee jumping. Who knows? But you broke your leg. Your bone is sticking out of your skin. You go to the hospital, and the doctor pushes the bone back in place, gives you some injections, wraps that sucker up. The pain you feel, the discomfort you feel, the moment you start going in the new navigational vector is what is the same thing as having this broken leg. You have to set the leg. You can't allow it to be that way, broken and fester. You might have to amputate your leg. You don't want that. You want to fix your leg. And it's the same kind of thing. So no matter how difficult it is, and don't give up. You must stick to your plan. You do your affirmations, then you do your dwell, and then you do more affirmations. Don't jump the gun. Oh, it's too hard. I need to do affirmations. Follow the plan. Long-term vision. Follow the plan. You have to follow and stick to the plan that you set forth. I set forth a plan of 3-4. I'm doing it. I want to hurry up and add some corrections, and I really want to get back on the track of doing this stuff. That's my brain's thinking. It's my brain thinking. It's not me thinking. You guys got to do it. One of the followers, she had a hellish 4 days, maybe 5 days. It seemed like 2 months to her, time with her in-laws. Okay? But she was able to do her affirmations during that time. God bless her. Sometimes it's very hard to do your affirmations. In fact, one of the first problems people see when they start doing affirmations is their loved ones think that they're crazy, have joined a cult or something. That's normal. That's normal. That'll fade away over time, especially if you had some affirmations that'll fade away. Being in touch with your desires is not a cult. Trying to navigate through reality is not a cult either. Some people go to church and pray for this to happen. Other people play the stock market for this to happen. Other people just ignore it and get drunk. There's all kinds of ways of dealing. This way is more functionally correct, and it's how you navigate your reality. Somebody wrote me an email wanting me to map out all the different world line combinations on a template map so he can understand for his personal condition. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. It doesn't work that way, guys. A template map is a visualization tool to understand how things are going on. You can't simply map out all these variations. Besides, I'm not you. You map it out. It's your goddamn map, not mine. Jeez. Visualization tools. There's different ways of visualizing the MWI. I say use it this way, but there are many other ways. This is just my suggested course of action. This is just my suggested way of doing things. For all of you who are new or unaware, I have been doing a 3 months of reading affirmations and then 3 months of doing nothing, and then I repeat. I alter the affirmations as I go. As I feel the need to alter the affirmations, I revise them on the fly. I had, during a particularly arduous time, during my, my Ben Nian, during my, it's a long conversation, during a period of a very low fate forecast. During that fate forecast, Ben Minian, I was doing things 1 month on, 1 month off. And for a while there, I was doing 1 week on, 1 week off. It got me through a particularly patchy period of time. But for most people, you should be doing a 3-3. For those of you who really want to make some major changes, you can go a little bit larger, maybe a 4-4 or even a 5-5. But you got to be careful with these larger spans of time. There's a tendency, if you're not doing them regularly, you just do a 4-4 once and then you forget about it. And then you're lost in some wilderness direction. You changed one vector to another vector and who knows where the fuck you're at. All right, so you got to be consistent. You got to stick to the plan. You got to stick to the plan. You set up what you're going to do and then you follow through. No exceptions. The problem with these affirmation campaigns, when you start making exceptions, you start deviating from the path or whatever, there also is going to be side consequences. Got to be careful. You really got to be careful how you handle these things. It's very important. I believe so. And those of you who have done these things will agree to it too. Remember to put telltales in your affirmations. A telltale is a simple item. Not impossible to obtain, just generally unlikely. For instance, a telltale might be you're eating Philadelphia-style cheesesteaks. Now, if you're in Philadelphia, that's no big deal. You can just walk down the store. But for somebody who's living, say, in Paris, that's kind of hard to come by. You put that little telltale in there and see if an opportunity or two doesn't crop up in the future where you find cheesesteaks being made not so far from you. You never know. I did that with bagels. I really did. I did that with bagels. I put an affirmation that I had access to bagels because I hadn't seen bagels in friggin' decades. I really wanted some bagels. Put them in there, and suddenly I found out there was a section in Saint-Jean that they made bagels. And suddenly the local coffee house, One Coffee, was they had a bagel sandwich. I was like, where's all these bagels coming from? Telltales. Doesn't have to be food either, can be anything. A telltale's purpose is to remind you that these affirmations are working. If all you do is put in very large affirmations that's going to span years or decades to manifest, you won't be seeing any results. You'll think it's nonsense. So you put little telltales in there to remind you that you're on the right track. These are like little rewards, little presents. You know, like a cup of coffee and a cheesecake, or a strawberry shortcake and a cup of coffee. There we go. Maybe get a friend there, and you and the friend have some tea or some coffee and a strawberry shortcake. Now, wouldn't that be nice? When was the last time you had a strawberry shortcake, huh? Don't knock it. Get one. Or maybe a blueberry pie. Whatever it may be. And here I am talking about food. It could be something else. Just don't telltales are generally, like I said, they're obtainable, just unlikely on your current path. Once you find out that these telltales manifest, then you know that you're not on that path. You're on a different path. Each period of affirmation navigation is you're actually driving the car. You're actually steering. And when you're dwelling and you're not doing anything, that's when the car is on autopilot and you're going straight down the highway. It's basically how it works. I practice what I preach, guys. You may say, well, why don't you wish for a lot of money? Why don't I wish for a lot of this and a lot of that? Because I'm not you. If you want a lot of money, go ahead. Wish for a lot of money. See what happens. I wrote articles on this. Be careful what you wish for, huh? You know, when I started doing these affirmation campaigns, the #1 show in the United States was Miami Vice. I thought that lifestyle was the shit. Driving a white sports car up and down the coasts, nice mansions, pretty girls, popular music, rock music track, Phil Collins. I feel it coming in the air tonight. I was like, so damn cool. I wanted that. And sure as shit, a bunch of changes started happening, very uncomfortable changes. And I started getting on the direction. The further out you are, your goals, the longer it takes to get there. And also keep in mind that you should never, ever, ever, ever use fiction as a backdrop to what you want. Because fiction is just that, it's fiction. And it doesn't matter if it's a picture, a photograph too. A lot of people Photoshop these photos. Have you ever seen those things on the where they take this beautiful girl and they show what she looks like before they Photoshop and put on the makeup and everything? You're like, blah! Be careful, guys. Be friggin' careful. Okay? So, anyways, that's what's going on with my affirmation campaigns. I assume and I hope all of you are doing your own affirmation campaigns. For those of you who are new to this video and the Metallicman concepts and all this, just read my index. It's all right there, step by step. How it all works together, how quantum physics is a fundamental part of the world line, how world lines, we pass through them automatically. 4 world lines a second, if you're a typical person. And how you navigate through them to alter your life and change it for the better. And for those of you who are in a hurry, I also have DIY dimensional portals for you. And yes, people, you can also change yourself. Not just your environment, you can actually physically change yourself. But man, tell you think you want something bigger or smaller? Maybe you want a bigger dick and a smaller belly. Is that really what you want? Be careful what you want, guys. Be careful. Everything that's packaged together comes with other things. All right? Be careful, right? One miscalibration, instead of a dick that's the size of a foot-long Subway sandwich, you end up with a dick the size of a football field. Better be careful. Which is why I always advocate, guys. Always advocate. Do things on your own terms. Write your own affirmations. and you'll be just fine. So make sure your affirmations are up to date. Whether you're active in them right now or are in the dwell time, you should always be maintaining affirmations. Keep in mind that affirmations are private and personal. You do not share them with anybody. Whether they say something negative or think something negative, you don't want anything negative when it comes to affirmations. You keep them private, you keep them secret, and don't let anybody in on what you're wishing for or desirous of. That's an absolute. Don't violate that primary rule. Don't violate that situation. I'm telling you guys. Remember that what you want is what you want. This is your reality and you control it. So make things happen. Do it your way. And I know that people don't want to hear that. They want to hear I have a prepackaged plan that they can pay only $9.99 every month and suddenly they've got the key to heaven. It worked good for the 700 Club. You know, you just give them all you got and you get a guaranteed pass to go to heaven. What a deal. Think I should do that? Just give me all your money and I'll give you a genuine pass to have all your dreams come true, huh? Jesus, there's so many scams out there. This is the real deal, y'all. This is it. This is how it's done. You don't need to pay for anything, though donations are truly accepted. In fact, haven't seen any donations in a while, guys. That's a hint. Hint, 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 hint. Okay? I've been busting my friggin' butt off putting out these videos. And if you've been reading the articles, they're big, juicy, luscious, content-filled articles. And I think everybody's so busy reading the articles and watching the videos, you don't have time for life, let alone giving me some money. So, yeah, that's just me. That's the MM commercial break. Okay, guys. With that being said, and all joking aside, I sincerely want you all to do well. Don't get all wrapped up in fear. Okay? Things are following tracks, important tracks. Any hardship you have in your life personally is because your affirmations are manifesting. Keep that in mind. Good things are on the way, even though the news is saying otherwise. And for all that I'm trying to say, I just want you to know that in every single one of you, in every way possible, I believe in you. I really do.
没有尽头，风景在身后走，偶尔停下来片刻，放轻松，深呼吸。还点亮一线，看隐藏都不远，离开城市了，发现一张崭新的脸。快乐不需要装 WiFi， 歌声在风里飞很快，追过来是爱，蔚蓝的天空在 say hi， 偶尔有眼泪。 更嗨，像摆在窗外，咱们期待。你要不要一起来？你要不要一起来？把心灵打开，就听见天籁，想要的统统找回来。我今天要自由，明天也要自由，我们都爱自由，自由。 生活就该自由，我今天要自由。我的好朋友，如果你感同身受，你会明白我的生活。 我今天要自由。
来抖音极速版看视频领现金。